Hello, hello. What day is it? It's Travel Tuesday, and welcome to the broadcast and welcome to the replay viewers. If you are a replay viewer, put replays rock in the comments. And I will be back with you in just a moment. Hello, hello. Well, for those of you who may not know me, my name is Eva Jordan Johnson, and my husband and I are the owners of Jordan Travel Enterprise and travelwitheva.com. It's my blog, so check it out. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. Before I do that, what we're going to be talking about today is don't forget to use your flight vouchers. And so I'm going to be sharing tips with you. So you want to make sure that you stay and check out the broadcast. But a little bit about me: I help you have worry-free group vacations and conferences. Most people are overwhelmed and stressed out with the planning and logistics of a group travel event. Well, we transform your ordinary event into amazing group adventures at sea or on land. So I recently read an article and I was like, ooh, I have to share this with you because it can affect your pocketbook, and I don't want you to forget. So the title of my broadcast today is Don't Forget to Use Your Flight Credits. In 2020, I had three trips planned. Airline and I had 3 airline tickets that I had to cancel, and they were converted. Each airline converted them to credits, and so it's getting to be that time that some of the vouchers may be expiring, and I just wanted to remind you to check your vouchers. But so if you're not sure what to do with your flight voucher, here are a few tips. And I am sharing this article. It was written by Carolyn Moss Teal. She's the managing editor for Smarter Travel Media. And you can follow her adventures at Travel with Caroline. But if you have a voucher from 2020, you've had to cancel your trip at the start of the pandemic in 2020. And I want this to be your reminder. Your flight credits are possibly expiring. So I'm going to give you 3 tips on what you can do so that you make use of the voucher and it doesn't end up being wasted. So the first one is to push for a refund. Airlines are very reluctant to give a refund if you've already accepted a credit, but it's not impossible. If you know that you'll be unable to use your credits before they expire, call or email the airline. They may be willing to convert your credits to a refund, especially if you have a valid reason for not being able to use them, such as a medical condition, and you can provide documentation. Be sure to provide the documentation. So that is one thing that you can do. And the next would be book an end of the year deal. If you're feeling optimistic about future travel, and then I would also add on to her article, if you are planning on taking the vaccine and that you have the vaccine, because this has not been said yet, but it's slowly creeping in through different articles and different travel companies that you may be required to have the vaccine to travel internationally and potentially on a cruise. That's not in stone yet, but it's in the air. So there are plenty of great airline deals with travel through the end of the year that you could spend your credit on if you have a big voucher to spend. Take a look at the prices. for an upgraded ticket, as there are some huge discounts on first and business class fares right now. So you want to look at your voucher, and you want to check out any end of the year deals, and consider using your voucher for that. And then the third and last tip is use your credits on a fully refundable ticket. If you're not sure you want to use your credits, if you're not sure what you want to use your credits on, then if your flight credits are expiring soon, use them to book a fully refundable ticket that costs exactly the same amount as your voucher as a credit towards the end of the year. This will buy you some time to find a fare that you actually want to spend your credit on, and then you can easily cancel the fully refundable ticket and rebook without the time crunch. So if your flights are expiring soon, you can find a fully refundable ticket and use that credit on the fully refundable tickets, so that later on, if you have to cancel or you want to change to something else, you have that ability, and that will save you lots. It'll save you time and money. So let me go over the 3 tips again. And welcome to I see that we have some live viewers, so welcome to the broadcast. If you have a comment, feel free to put them in there. And I see Ruth, thank you for joining. Where do you think the travel industry would be at the end of the year? At the beginning of the year, I was very, very hopeful. And now, things are changing. So it's hard to say. I'm hopeful that things will get better. I do have a trip that I would love to do in November, but it's one day at a time. My mother would say, one day at a time with the help of the good Lord. So we just have to kind of wait and see. And I'd also recommend that people use a travel advisor, a travel consultant, especially during this time, because there are so many changes. Like right now, I'm considering a trip and a flight, and it's domestic, and they're requesting a COVID test before going and a COVID test on the return. So depending on where you're going, to know what the recommendations and the regulations are, and to be able to be protected and to protect your investment in terms of travel, I highly, highly recommend using a travel professional, especially during these times. And I do recommend travel insurance, but when I say I recommend travel insurance, I want you to read the fine print, the fine details, because travel insurance pre-pandemic and now during the pandemic, each company has different exceptions and things that they do. So use a travel consultant. So let me go over the 3 tips again. And thank you, Ruth, for that question. Is push for a refund. And especially if there is a medical reason that you cannot travel, and provide documentation. That's so important. And it's worth a try to see if you can get the refund. Next, book an end of the year deal. If you're open to traveling and you pick a location, there are some countries that are open, and they have certain requirements, and you feel comfortable, then book an end of the year deal. Or lastly, use your credits on a fully refundable ticket, and that will allow you to, if you have to make a change, or you want to do, or if you can't make it for some reason, your ticket is fully refundable. When you look at fully refundable tickets, they're going to be a lot more than the tickets that are on sale. They're going to be a lot higher. But if you have let's say you planned a trip and the tickets were thousands of dollars, then it's great opportunity for you to try to save money, use and not waste money, and not have your voucher be expired when you get ready to travel. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. If you're a replay viewer, put replays rock in the comments. And if you have questions, replay viewers, put them in the comments, and I will be checking back with you and checking in. And I would like to also let you know that coming soon, probably by next Tuesday or the following Tuesday, we have some Black History tours in the works, and I'm looking forward to sharing those with you. I do have a comment. Let me put that up on the screen. What tip do you have on booking a trip to Europe, being very budget conscious? And then 2, is it possible to lay for a portion of your trip at a time instead of crunching a bunch of cash? My issue is whenever I save the money for travel, I spend it on other things. One of the things, thank you for that question, Ruth, and it's a really good question. One of the things when you, for example, you're booking a trip for Europe, and let's say you're looking at next year, 2022, or even 2023. Some tour companies are booking in advance. You can't book the air right now. But you could book the tour portion. So what you would do is you can, for example, with me, we'd book a complimentary consultation, and then we would look at what your dates are, and you can make deposit on the trip and begin making payments towards your desired vacation. And that way you're not having to say, okay, I want to do this and have the money right away, but you're saving and you're making payments on the trip. So that's very possible. I hope I answered your question. And Ruth said, pay. Yes, you can pay. You can make payments, or if you're in the position where you want to just pay it all off right away, you have that option too. I would highly recommend travel insurance so that you protect your investment. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And as I said, if you're a replay viewer and you have questions, put them in the comments. I will get back to you. So I told you about the Black History Tour, and I gave you your tips. So now I gave you tips. Now it's what I have to do is pull out my itineraries, check my credits, check those expiration dates, and then take action. So I wanted to say to you to have a blessed day. I always like to end my broadcast by saying have a blessed day, and do take time to be a blessing to someone else. Bye for now.